So I'm going to try and get through this, and I have known to be a bit of a crier, so I'm also going to try and do it without crying. But for those of you that don't know me, I'm Lexi's cousin. I've had a little bit of wine before this. I'm not drunk, don't worry, but have that glass of wine ready for when I'm done. Initially, when I started writing what I was going to say, my speech was about 10 minutes long. I have a lot of things, but I didn't want to keep you guys in mid-toast for 10 minutes, so I chopped it down to 9, so you're welcome. First of all, I want to say, obviously thank you to everyone who traveled here today to celebrate such an amazing occasion. Whether you're a family or a friend or both, your presence only helps to enhance the love and support surrounding Lexi and Ryan as they venture into their married life together. So many of you might be surprised to know that as close as Lexi and I are, we actually did not grow up together for the most part. For the better part of our lives, we were just on different paths, lived in different states. But then one day, 6 years ago, I get a call from Cousin Lexi. And she wants to move back to Idaho and hang out and reconnect. And then also store some stuff in my garage until she found a place for it. So, Lexi, always looking for the angle. At that point, I wasn't quite sure what to make of her. I wondered why she wanted to hang out with me so much. I mean, she was like 21, and I was, a few years older than that. I just wondered what we would have in common. Hands are shaking, sorry. It's the wind, actually. But I have to say, it took one night of tequila and bonding over the loss of the late, great Paul Walker for me to realize that we were basically the same person and completely made for each other. Since that day, it has been an endless stream of lip sync battles and twerking contests. Sleepovers. She does. She's an expert. Where was I? Crap. Sleepovers and scary movies, countless bottles of wine, and bridesmaid movie quotes. We have literally perfected the art of communicating with just a look. Oh, sorry. Got it. We have been... Oh, see, I told you I'd try not to cry. We have been there for each other through good times and sketchy times. Life-altering moments, both good and bad. We've held each other up and pushed each other forward. There's a bond between us that's hard to explain. Actually, it's pretty easy, I guess. It's DNA, freckles, and a really unfortunate obsession with Paul Walker. Lexi, you are my ride or die. You're the little sister. Gosh, my hands. You're the little sister that I never had, but literally always wanted. Thank you for carefully selecting me to be your maid of honor. You're one of the most important and influential people in my life, and I could not imagine being in this room today and not be standing right beside you. So, moving on. So, Lexi was living with me when she started dating Ryan. One night, she was telling me about this guy, basketball coach at BSU. He was super good looking, really sweet, really had it together for such a young guy. And I remember at the time thinking, well, definitely snatch that guy up. I mean, your prospects at the time were, he definitely was winning. So her only hesitation was that she said that, I don't know, he kind of talks weird. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And I didn't understand it at the time, but after getting to know Ryan a little bit, totally makes sense. I got it. So yeah, you totally stood out at the time, Ryan. So I totally encouraged her to give him a chance, see where it went, and she did, and here we are. So I take full credit for you guys getting together. You're welcome. You're welcome. But honestly, Ryan, aside from the fact that you make my cousin insanely happy and a little crazy sometimes, throughout your relationship, you've challenged her and always supported her. You have proven yourself to be a dedicated coach and a caring mentor. You're a superior dog dad and an all-around good man. The passion for the things that you love is inspiring. I truly believe that you are good husband material. Okay, I'm almost done. And I now officially give you my approval to marry my little Karen. I know you're waiting for it, so I just figured I'd tell everybody. It's official. You can marry her. It's cool. But seriously, I couldn't be more proud to have you join our family. So with that said, please raise your glasses. Today is not only a celebration of where you guys are now and what's to come, but the road that has brought you here. Congratulations. I love you guys. Love you.
All right, let's hear it for Tara, ladies and gentlemen, our maid of honor. Yeah.
Thanks, Tara.
All right. Next up, we have our best man, Will.
Where is Will? Will. Do you need the mic, Will? Oh, you got a thing?
Should I do it from here or over there? Hello, everybody. All right, so I'm Will, and I'm the best man. For those of you who don't know me, I tend to push the boundaries on what is deemed socially acceptable behavior. So when people found out I was going to be giving the speech, I can't tell you how many people came up to me and said, Will, look, there's families, there's kids, PG-13, come on, man. My personal favorite was Ryan saying, just keep it chill, dude. Look, and I told him the same thing that I'm going to tell all of you. I know that I built up a reputation, but I'm not that guy anymore. I've grown. I've matured. I'm not going to do something stupid like get up here and talk about the time Ryan shit his pants on a scooter or right before a job interview. This dude's moonwalking backwards out of the interview so they can't see his pants. Did you end up getting that job? No. Nah, enough of that, seriously. On a serious note, Ryan and I have been best buddies for well over a decade now, and I can tell you that we've made a lot of very poor decisions together. There was a time back in high school as seniors that we gave a swirly to one of the sophomores on the team, got suspended from 2 days of school and 2 games, one of the biggest home games. Or there was a time on Christmas Eve when we were partying at the Le Frol. And I pass out, so they decide, hey, let's go move Will's car like 3 blocks down so he can't drive to his parents for Christmas Day the next morning. So I come out, and sure enough, I'm like, who the fuck steals a $500 piece of shit car? So my family has to come pick me up. It's a whole deal. Or my personal favorite is at the ripe age of 17, Ryan and I decide, let's get drunk on a Sunday. So we got a case of Curve. We go to Veterans Pond where drinking is not even legal. And within 5 minutes of being there, we get a consumption ticket. You can start to see a theme here, right? So after all of these incredibly poor decisions that I've watched Ryan make, I can't tell you how happy I am to be here. Seriously, to see you make what I think is the best decision of your life, which is marrying Lexi. I've really gotten to know Lexi over the last couple of years, and I feel like that we've really become close, and she's just one of my favorite people. She's funny, she's fun, she's kind, caring, ambitious, just such a great energy and attitude, and I'm incredibly proud to call her a close friend of mine. And I'm so happy to see her marrying my best friend. You didn't think I was done, did you? You know, Ryan and I have always kind of had an interesting dynamic to our friendship, which is we've been very competitive with each other. And, you know, when I think back to high school, there was honestly a long time that I was jealous of Ryan and his kind of natural charisma. Everybody wanted to be his friend. He could just talk to girls, had no problem with it. And I had to work a lot harder, you know, at my personality. But that really drove me, and I went off to college, went away from Boise, Ended up graduating early and moved back, and I was the first one to get a job, which apparently is a source for ridicule amongst all my friends. Bill, you work for a living? While we're sleeping on your couch and... So I remember the first paycheck I get, it's like $700, thought I was rich. So I go down to Best Buy, I'm like, I'm gonna get the newest iPhone. So I get this white iPhone, like iPhone 4. I couldn't really care that much about the technology, but I think it's cool. So we go back to the frat, and Ryan sees it, and I have never in my life seen a grown man so jealous of a small item held by another grown man. He couldn't handle it. He went and borrowed $400 from Stu. I kid you not, he went to the same store, bought the same exact phone from the same guy, because he could not handle the idea that old slapdick Bill had better technology than the Lund. You know, and a few years go by, and you know, I'm pretty stagnant. I'm still working at the same job, haven't really found my path, what I'm passionate about, and all of a sudden Ryan's the graduate assistant working at BSU, getting a graduate degree, met Lexi, and I remember the first night that they met, he came to me the next day and he's like, I've never met a chick like that. I've never felt that way. And I knew there was something special there, and I kind of looked at that overall, and that drove me to want to go do more. So I, you know, kind of found my passion, started selling software, worked my way, and I was the first one of us to get a house. So I bought a house, moved out, and like a year later, Ryan had 2 houses. He's like, I got the Caldwell house and I got the Star house. What do you got, Bill? But seriously, I'm so incredibly thankful for that dynamic, because Ryan's always really pushed me to be better, to do more. And I think what's really fun about it now is we're able to just be really happy for each other. There's not that same sibling rivalry dynamic. And I think that's kind of because we've each found our own path. You know, I know that I will never be a D1 basketball coach like Ryan's going to be. And Ryan knows that he'll never have as much fun as I do in my life. So who's a real winner here? And he'll never be as good at fantasy football without cheating. Mr. Asterisk. Now, but to conclude on a real note, Ryan, seriously, dude, thank you for being you. Thank you for helping me become me. And thank you for once again setting the bar so incredibly high by marrying such an amazing woman, Lexi. Cheers to the happy couple.
That's it for Slapstick Bill, ladies and gentlemen. Our best man. Yeah.
All right, Matt, you better hurry this up, because I got like 6 shirts I'm planning to sweat through on the dance floor, so don't make it long.
All right, next up, ladies and gentlemen, our brother of the bride, Matt.
Well, Jesus Christ. Tara, can I get your speech paper? Pass it on down. No, I'm serious. Pass it on down. Ryan, are you on your cell phone, or is that your ring? Is that a new thing? Give me the paper. Give me the paper. I thought he was texting. Yeah, that joke's over. So I'm Lexi's big brother, and my family has different boundaries than me. So I'm the square of the family, believe it or not. It's really weird. She's getting older, and I'm finally accepting the fact that she's an adult and also her own person, you know. She's still piggybacking off all my jokes, and that'll probably never end. But I'm so happy. I said earlier, like, I had probably 7 or 8 beers before the ceremony. or I would have been crying a lot more. Because I was tearing up. I was holding it together. I'm so happy for you guys. The ceremony was awesome, Jarrell. Thank you. The one thing you missed out was when you gave me my opportunity to stand up and object. That was my one moment during the ceremony, and I was robbed of that. So I'm just willing to accept it at this point. No, it's a tricky thing. I was just talking to the boys at the lodge. It was like a boys talk, boys day, and shirts off, underpants. No. So what I told him was, I was like, hey, does anybody here have a younger sister? And I don't remember, who has a younger sister here? Wow, one out of, there's like 500 people here? 5? Okay, so everyone here that has a younger sister knows the pressure of her finding somebody, and it's tough. It's rough. And honestly, I've always taken solace in her decision making and her trying to find the person that's the most like me to marry. And so now I'll get to Ryan. So Ryan, terrible sense of style. Haircut is on mediocre. Okay. He drives a truck, questionable. No. All jokes aside, he's a good dude. It was easy for me to hope and want for her to find love in a guy like this. And so I really am. It's a happy day, and I feel like I can rest my protectivity, protectivation. My protectivation can finally be put to rest, and I can enjoy my little sister as an adult. Cheers.
All right, one more time. Let's get up.
Oh, there was a button. I'm just excited that I'm finally free of my brothers and. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to say right now, but I will just say thank you for all the family members that traveled here. Thank you for everybody, even from Idaho, that came up. I know it's not the easiest place to find accommodations, and sometimes we got to rough it up and sleep in a tent, but I couldn't imagine this day with anybody else here, and it's the perfect crowd. I know we're going to have a blast tonight, and it's just really exciting. I also want to thank my daddy and everything that he's done for me. He truly was the first man that I ever loved, and he... What? Keep going. You got this. He taught me how I should be loved by a man, and that's super important. I hope everybody does that for their daughters and builds them up. And I feel like I knew what I deserved because of my dad, and I feel like I got that with Ryan. So thanks, Dad. And thank you, Mom, because my mom is the strongest woman that I know, and her strength has made me have the strength that I have, and it's impressive how strong she is, and I admire and I envy it all the time. So I love you both. I love all my family. I love all of you guys, all my new family. I gained so much with this relationship. Ryan was just like, okay, sure, because then I get all this, right? No, but thank you guys. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna keep it short here, but I want to first just obviously thank everybody that came out here. You know, when Lexi and I got engaged, it was about a year ago, a little less than a year ago. We were in Maui, and I told her that, over a year, my bad. I told her, I was like, I want to get married here in Maui. Like, it's a no-brainer. Those of you who have been there, it's beautiful. And she was pretty adamant that she wanted to have something here where, she has a big family. I have a pretty small family, so it's easier for me to make that decision. But when I finally relented and said, all right, we won't do Maui, we talked about where in Idaho. And Stanley's always been like our favorite place to come. We always try to get up here for a week in the summer and camp and fish and hang out. And so once we found out that, we could get this venue and obviously this beautiful view that we have, we felt like that was what we wanted to do. So thank you. I know that though it is in Idaho, it's still a 2.5, 3 hour drive, and accommodations are tight and it's expensive. And so I really, really just want to thank everybody that sacrificed to be here, whether it was with your time or money or whatever. We really appreciate it. I got to thank my parents, my sister's here as well, and they've been a great support. So thank you guys. And I couldn't be more excited to be part of Lexi's family, her two brothers, her parents, and everybody else, grandparents, cousins, everybody that's here. You guys have been great. We made the decision to not serve liquor tonight because this is a rowdy crowd we have here. So we went beer and wine, but drink as much as you guys want. Let's have fun. We're gonna get music going. I know Juan's got a couple dances we're gonna do, but we're gonna have fun, and we can go till 10 o'clock tonight, and then we can go down the hill and take the after party down there. So I am extremely blessed to be marrying Lexi. She's a great woman, and I feel like the luckiest guy in the world. So thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it.
I'll take this slow, sweet walk with you. You letting go of my hand to say I do. And he will discover just how blessed a life can be. I know, 'cause all those years ago, someone handed you to me. Every step that we take brings back the memories. Winter snows and horse shows and dancing on the beach. I can't help thinking that I'm the lucky one. You're still my baby daughter, and now I've gained a son. I'll take this slow, sweet walk with you. You letting go of my hand to say I do. And he will discover just how blessed a life can be. I know all those years ago, you're my baby.
Let's hear it for our father of the bride, ladies and gentlemen. All right, now, ladies and gentlemen, we will now start our mother's son dance. It is my pleasure to introduce Diana Lincoln.
dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Ooh, someday you wish upon
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the bride and groom have requested for all of our couples to please join them on the dance floor.
Where trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dare to, oh why can't I? Oh, someday I wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where trouble melts like a lemon drops high above the chimney top, that's where you find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. And the dreams that you dare to, why, oh why can't I?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you guys ready to party tonight? Yeah? All right. We're going to do it right tonight. Let's hear it for the bride and groom, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. All right, here we go. Dancing is free. There is no charge for dancing. If you guys need getting help on the dance floor, go check out the bar guys. They got you. Here we go. Here we go.
Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it, if you freak dead and own it, don't brag about it, come show me. Come on. This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band about that money, break it down. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. Girls hit you hallelujah. 'Cause uptown